Welcome to my channel, Midsummer Myths, where you find stories like no other, packed with twists, drama, and unbelievable moments you won't forget. The courtroom smelled of tension, polished wood, and whispered secrets filling every corner. A black man, calm yet alert, stood at the center of the room, a quiet figure of dignity. Across from him, a local cop fumed, clutching files and muttering accusations. What seemed like a routine review spiraled into a storm of arrogance and unchecked prejudice. The officer assumed authority he had no right to wield, believing his badge made him untouchable. It began with a simple procedural check, a case file, an inquiry, a routine step in judicial process. But the cop's tone was sharp, disrespectful, almost daring the black man to react. Witnesses leaned in, sensing the air thickening with tension. The judge banged the gavel, but the officer ignored it, misjudging the room, misjudging the man. Suddenly, the cop reached for the case files in an aggressive manner, intent on intimidation. But the man's reaction was precise, calm, and controlled, every movement honed from experience, every breath measured. He didn't strike back, he didn't escalate. Instead, he subtly exposed the cop's overreach, letting evidence and decorum reveal the officer's arrogance. The courtroom erupted in whispers. Some spectators gasped, security tensed, cameras flashed. The cop, red-faced with anger, had miscalculated entirely. The man's poise contrasted with the officer's growing instability, setting the stage for a dramatic turn. Then came the first shocking twist. A judge's sharp command froze everyone in place. The officer's eyes widened, realization dawning. This was no ordinary confrontation. This was justice in motion, precise and immediate. The next moments would change reputations, careers, and lives forever. Asterisk, the cop, humiliated but unwilling to retreat, pressed further. He shouted over the judge, attempted to control the narrative, and pointed to procedural loopholes. But the black man remained composed, letting each violation the officer committed become undeniable evidence. Every misstep, every aggression, recorded or witnessed, was stacking against him. Whispers turned into murmurs of disbelief. The gallery, jurors, and court staff watched the tension rise, unable to look away. The officer's arrogance, once a shield, now became a liability. He lunged at the files again, misjudging his opponent's composure. With a controlled gesture, the man redirected the movement without conflict, neutralizing the threat and emphasizing the officer's misbehavior. The courtroom cameras captured it all. Every gasp, every twitch, every sign of unlawful conduct was preserved as undeniable proof. The officer's authority eroded with each passing second. Spectators leaned forward, realizing they were witnessing a public reckoning. The man's calm precision exposed the officer's flaws more vividly than words ever could. Then came a critical turning point. The judge demanded the officer step aside. Shock flashed across his face as the implications sank in. His career, once seemingly untouchable, now teetered on the edge. The black man's poise became a mirror reflecting the cop's failures, revealing arrogance, prejudice, and recklessness in stark relief. Whispers in the courtroom turned into stunned silence. People began to realize this was not only personal justice, but a larger statement about integrity, fairness, and accountability. Every move, every calculated step by the black man ensured that the cop's downfall was imminent. And just as the officer thought he might recover, the next revelation would completely shatter him. Asterisk, the revelation came swiftly. Evidence hidden until now, files mismanaged, procedural breaches ignored, all displayed publicly. The officer froze, caught red-handed. The courtroom erupted in murmurs, then shouts. Spectators leaned in, jaws dropping. The man, composed and unwavering, explained each violation, detailing every reckless, biased action. The cop attempted to speak, to regain control, but every word fell flat. The judge's gavel punctuated each attempt, emphasizing the officer's failure. Security moved closer, but not toward the man, toward the now unstable officer. Cameras captured everything, broadcasting a story of accountability and courage in real time. Outside the courtroom, the community buzzed. Clips went viral. News outlets covered the story extensively. The black man's calm intelligence and strategic handling of the confrontation inspired countless viewers. His actions not only exposed one officer's misconduct, but became a symbol of courage and precision against systemic bias. Then came the ultimate twist. The officer's superior appeared, publicly reprimanding him and confirming immediate termination. Humiliation, embarrassment, and exposure collided, leaving him powerless. The man, meanwhile, walked out with dignity, knowing he had turned a dangerous confrontation into a sweeping statement about justice and integrity. Yet the story didn't end there. The viral footage sparked discussions, advocacy, and awareness, ensuring the officer's recklessness would not be forgotten. The man's precise.com retaliation had set off a chain reaction far beyond the courtroom walls. Asterisk news networks amplified the story. Headlines read, "Cop fired instantly after harassment attempt and black man exposes. Officer's arrogance in courtroom showdown." Clips circulated on social media, drawing millions of views. The officer's actions, once intended to intimidate, had backfired spectacularly, humiliating him and ending his career. The black man's measured, composed strategy became a lesson in courage, integrity, and tactical brilliance. He hadn't fought with violence, but with precision, patience, and adherence to justice. Every violation by the officer had been caught, highlighted, and preserved. The courtroom, once tense with fear, now became a stage for public accountability. Community members rallied behind him, praising his heroism and strategy. Advocacy groups, veterans, and ordinary citizens shared the story widely, emphasizing the importance of standing up against prejudice. The officer's career was over. His attempts at intimidation had catalyzed his downfall. And in the quiet moments, the man reflected, this wasn't about revenge. It was about exposing the truth and protecting justice. Yet the irony remained. The cop had believed power alone would win, and in that hubris, he had sealed his fate. The courtroom, the viral footage, and the public's attention ensured his reckoning was total. Asterisk weeks later, the man's story dominated headlines, interviews, and social media discussions. The officer, now formally terminated, faced internal investigations and public scrutiny. Every attempt to regain dignity had failed. Meanwhile, the black man's actions inspired others, proof that composure, precision, and courage could overcome prejudice and intimidation. The courtroom, once a scene of confrontation, had become a symbol of justice, a place where arrogance met accountability. The irony was sharp. The officer's attempt to wield power ended with instant humiliation, while the man's calm courage gained widespread admiration. How did you like this story? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more incredible stories from Midsummer Myths.